Now, it's really important to understand these toxic narcissistic tactics that narcissists use in order to manipulate us, in order for us to get our strength back and our courage back. So, we're going to unpack these tactics so you can arm yourself with better protection strategies. Because it's almost like there's this sideshow that's sitting off in the dark alley of narcissism, where it's just these games are just rigged, and the prizes are as genuine as a politician's promise. He's trying to get a vote to say anything. And it's a bizarre world. If you try to figure out narcissistic logic, it's just like you're going to lose your mind. Because narcissistic logic, it's just as twisted as a pretzel. You know what narcissists like eat? They eat self-esteem of others. Because it's kind of like their favorite little snack to munch on. Oh, you have honor, dignity. I'll eat all of that. It's just like nuts. And you know, we've all heard of constructive criticism, but this is the exact opposite. And there's nothing constructive about this criticism from a narcissist because their mandate is to just destroy everything in order to maintain their control. And you can imagine this if you're like an artist and you're just painting from your heart, or you're a musician and just kind of playing lyrics that are coming from your heart. And along comes this critic. Why don't you just carve something out of marble, make something beautiful out of marble, or suggest taking up pottery? Because there's no such thing as proper praise from a narcissist. It may look from a distance like they're throwing confetti into the air and celebrating your achievements, but you actually look up close. What you realize is this is just a messy glob of goo from weekend-old compost that's been left in the sun all day. And they just literally throwing up their own garbage. You know what else keeps us off our game? It's like a tactic that narcissists use called moving the goalpost. It's like a favorite sport in Narcissistville. And it's like, here you are playing a game of soccer where the nets just seem to, every time you take a kick, the nets literally pick up off the ground and move. And just when you realize that, you know, you're about to celebrate a possible goal, you realize the game has changed. Now you're playing like Quidditch. And you're left standing there like, how did this happen? Why am I holding a broom? Like, when did the rule book change? When did this game change? Because as soon as you think you figured it out, the rules change and the new game gets played. Another thing you're going to find with narcissists, they have this perpetual dissatisfaction. And it doesn't matter how sunny your achievements are or how much success you receive. There's always this narcissistic cloud of you're just not good enough. And they're just constantly ready to rain on your parade. It's like you're stuck on this treadmill that's being fed by a sadist. And there you are running full tilt. And it's just like the scene never changes. It's just the constant repeat of the old scene. It's like the Flintstones. And you start thinking, where's that finish line? And there isn't one. Because as soon as you start to get close, it moves, it moves, it moves, it moves. It's almost like the finish line is like on a string. And they're like holding this stick, making you think that you could actually achieve it. And it's just not possible. This treadmill that you're on, it doesn't have a stop button. It feels like you're strapped in. And we're not. And God forbid that you gotta pin a narcissist down on something, because one thing that they're really good at is a technique called diverting focus. And this is like a narcissist version of a magic trick. It's like, you feel like you're the magician's assistant. But instead of pulling a rabbit out of a hat, you're trying to juggle all their ever-changing desires. Like, no matter what happens, it's like, it's different. Oh, you want this? No, now you want, what? And it's like, they can make you feel like one moment you're a huge success, and the next you've missed the mark on a target, and they never even showed you. It's like you're stuck in some weird plot twist of some twisted soap opera where without any dramatic music whatsoever. And it's just confusing because it's just like, that's just not a reality that we've kind of grown up with. So of course it's confusing. Of course it doesn't make sense. That's why it's so important to learn these tactics and be able to put names to them. Because you don't want to get sucked into this hall of mirrors. And recognizing these tactics for the carnival games that they are means that you don't have to play their game. Because this maze that they got you in, there's no exit. And it's not because, it's too complex. It's because the entire thing is an illusion. The entire thing is a fabrication. So step back. And when you step back and you see it for what it is, you can see it's just kind of like drawings that are drawn in a stick in the dirt. As soon as the wind comes, it's just there's a new drawing there. And it's not real. There's nothing even there to even try to figure out. That's why it's like learning these toxic tactics and how they're being played. It makes you realize that you're the director of the circus. And the clowns don't run this show anymore like you do. And seeing these narcissistic tools for what they are, just manipulation strategies. It's like you see the narcissist as a submarine, but then you realize that the submarine is full of screen doors. And we stop playing by their rules. It's just like that water is just going to come in and sink them. Let it. These games, it's just like they're not games that are worth winning. Because it's all just a big grand scheme that they're kind of plotting. You're not a participant in their life story. You're the main member of your own life story. You're not going to get the narcissist's approval because it comes with strings. So if we stop looking for it, then we understand that we are the ones that matter. Our opinions are the ones that matter. Once we start turning inwards, looking at ourselves, and these manipulation strategies, they fall apart. And yeah, at first it does feel like we're just pulling the thread on a sweater, and we just keep pulling and pulling and pulling, and to reveal what's actually underneath the narcissist like little world. You realize there's nothing really there. And when you see them naked behind that facade, it's just like they're horrible human beings. We're just creating this false identity, this false self, in order to lure you in. But seeing their tactics, seeing their control, it's just like it allows us to see clearly. It allows us to take our lives back. All right, so we're finishing up. I know there's a lot of information in there. If you need to watch it again, please just go ahead, just scroll back and watch it again. And if you're new to my feed and don't know who I am, my name is Miles. I'm a recovery coach. I help people process, the trauma, because this is like, it's so mind bending, the stuff that narcissists can do to our brains, and it takes a while for everything to unpack. And what I use is hypnotherapy with my clients, and it's been really helpful. If you want to find more information about it, just type in Narcovery Recovery in the comments, and I'll post a link, and you can find more about my program there. And thank you so much for watching.